When I did my video last week, I barely slept, I told you. And that I'm suffering from hypnophobia. That night was day 2 without sleeping, and I really thought that I was going to lose my mind. I thought I was just going to run out of the house. I wasn't going to know who I was or where I was or anything. I could not sleep. Every time I tried to sleep, it's like this violent feeling that, OMG, I have to wake up because I want to sleep too quickly, too violently, too strongly, and I'm not going to wake up. I'm not going to be able to breathe. And I've suffered from sleep apnea maybe once or twice a year. Nothing that happens all the time. I know the heavier I am, I think with everybody, that's how it gets. The worse that can get. I realize my nose is just getting worse and worse. My stuffiness. I'm realizing I need to stay away from dairy products. I have my yogurt. It's protein. And I have my cheese for protein on. I usually get the low fat, and I put it on my my veggie patty. Sometimes I just use veggie bacon, and my nose, it doesn't really affect me, but I noticed that Glucerna. I tried getting a little bit more Glucerna, because they have 3 different kinds, to see if that one maybe wouldn't affect my liver, because I was losing weight with it. But I drink the Glucerna and immediately my nose gets all clogged up. So I'm a mess, man. It's like I said, the Princess and the Pea was supposed to be that they could put a pea in her bed. That was the test. They could put a pea in her bed, and if she felt that pea, she was a true princess. She was royalty. And I need to have everything perfect to make myself feel safe and comfortable. I need to have the fan, but it has to be a certain way so it doesn't hit me directly in the face. But still, with this humidity, it's cooling me off. I need to have my pillows a certain way. And it just got so bad that night that I really thought that I was going to go out of my mind. I'm so glad that I postponed my appointment. That day, that second day without sleep, that I thought I was going to go crazy. I fall asleep maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe sleep for an hour or 2. And that's all I was really getting. Sometimes I might fall asleep for an hour before I get up with this feeling, or other times I'm just not sleeping at all. And, I talked to him, and he did a CAT scan on my head, and he said that all of this is so tight right now. And it did show fluid in my ear. They couldn't see it from the outside, but now he knows it's there. That fluid, he said there was nothing wrong with my sinuses when they did the CAT scan, but that's putting like pressure on my sinuses. And I'm starting to wonder if that might be affecting me, if the metropolol, the blood thinning, which they say isn't really a blood thinner, it's just a heart rate reducer, if that's maybe making me like this. But this is definitely anxiety. It falls under the anxiety. I do not, and now I know what my son goes through when he didn't have his pills, when he was trying to get his pills right. It's a horrible feeling, and you really feel like you're gonna lose your mind. Because everybody experiences anxiety when there's a reason to, but when you're just experiencing anxiety where you feel like your nerves are gonna burst from your skin, you start breathing heavy. I was convinced, or I am convinced still, that maybe if I had oxygen, like when I was in the hospital and they didn't want to give me my allergy pill, that maybe the oxygen will help allay my anxieties and help me to sleep. But I went to the doctor, and thank God I did, but at the same time it's a little bit frustrating because they're not really hearing you, they're not really listening. So I told him the symptoms, and he automatically was in his head is, you have sleep apnea, and if you don't sleep, you are going to have a psychotic break. And that's exactly how I felt. I don't think it's apnea, but I do believe I need oxygen to help me sleep. so that I don't feel like I'm gonna suffocate, like I can't breathe. I think that would definitely help, though it's kind of been getting worse, and I'm wondering what the heck is gonna help. I could not go another night without sleeping. So I made the appointment to do he wanted me to do a sleep study, and so did my doctor. And then after the sleep study, you go to see the pulmonist. He gives you a prescription, and then you go to a medical supply store, and then you can get your oxygen or your CPAP or whatever. I called a psychiatrist, a therapist, and because he says that the only way to help drain this ear is to give me an extremely strong allergy pill that's going to knock me out. If it knocks me out, he says it's going to exacerbate the sleep apnea, and he doesn't want that. When I have sleep apnea, I can't breathe at all. I'm in a deep, deep sleep, and I can't breathe, and I feel like I'm gonna explode from trying to wake up and trying to breathe. As soon as I wake up, you're like, OMG, and you're trying to get air in, and then I'm tired and I'll fall asleep again, and it keeps happening till I have to get up because I know I can't sleep. It's like your throat closes. That's not what's happening here. What's happening is a stuffy nose. I sleep with my mouth closed. I try to breathe through my mouth, but I fall asleep, my mouth closes, and I can't breathe through my nose. Or I have labored breathing in my sleep. I can hear myself. I can feel it while I'm sleeping. And I remember talking to my family, and it's just everything. I was worried about family in New York. My daughter wasn't healing. Thank God I found out why she wasn't healing quickly, and we corrected that. I was worried that I was going to be disappointed after the plastic surgeon said, yeah, if that doctor referred you, we're going to take care of you. I was worried that he wasn't going to. I just was worried because I've been disappointed by 5 previous plastic surgeons. I postponed the other plastic surgeon that I had at UTMB, where they said they're going to help me. I wake up in the night from pain. It's stinging, it's a burning, it's a pain deep in the skin, it's a throbbing, and it's not just underneath, the throbbing is on top. It hurts so bad. It wakes me up, and it's painful, and it's so uncomfortable. It just pulls at everything, and I have the enlarged liver, and I'm starting to wonder again if it's the metropolol. It's like putting pressure. I feel like a pulling. I remember feeling this before when I was 400 pounds, whatever it was 6 years ago, that was pulling. It's the weight of the belly just pulling at skin, pulling at my organs, and it's pulling, and then my livers. I feel like it's, if I eat, like even when I eat, I don't even want to eat. That's how I feel. Like I don't even want to eat from lack of sleep. I just feel that if I eat, it's going to swell up my belly, my liver's going to push into my liver, it's going to push into my lungs, and I can't breathe. So I am convinced that I need oxygen. I got this incense. I burned incense. I don't even think I ever have. Maybe a long, talking maybe 30 years ago, and it was roses, and it came with this cute little thing, like diamond studded or whatever, and you put the incense, you light it, and I felt this burning in my throat. My whole family was saying, well, my kids were saying, that don't smell right, you better get rid of that. And finally, after it burned halfway, maybe about an hour or half an hour, my son was like, we got to get rid of this. I had some trouble breathing. I think I slept okay that night, but the next day I could not breathe. I had the worst time breathing. My lungs were just irritated. So again, I believe that I need oxygen. But back to after I saw my doctor, he wants me to do a sleep study. They can determine what I need, and then I'll see the pulmonist. The next day, I called therapists, and from here to the next town, because I need to sleep. And I after talking with my family, I felt better. I slept that night, but that night that I knew I had to go see her, I was scared. I told you I have trust issues. I was scared to go to a therapist. I was scared of you know, what their way of doing things was. Some people believe in being tough, and I do not respond to that. So I was just afraid, and so that gave me a hard time sleeping that night. I slept on and off. You know, it's usually I'll dream for a couple of minutes and I'll wake up, and I was just anxious and I had a hard time. So speaking to my family before I went to her helped a lot, because I just started realizing, I think just all the stress just finally caught up to me. You know, my daughter, my family in New York, me worrying about whether this is going to get done, me worrying about if they're going to, you know, what they're going to, her surgery that she says, that reduction surgery. And it made me realize, you know, I think that all the stress that is just, and the doctor even said it, you are so full of stress. And even somebody commented on my last video, you know, it's anxiety, and I just have all of this stuff on me, you know, and the doctor was just concerned to the sleep study, and I was thinking that between a therapist and the sleep study that maybe I'm going to be able to help this. I'm afraid of taking pills. I'm thinking about joining hormone pills. I tried finding my gynecologist. She left, and I can't find where she went. I remember when I called the number, they said, "Oh, we don't know who she is, and we're not taking any new patients." And I was like, I could have sworn I was already a patient there. So I was thinking of taking the hormone pills. I was thinking of maybe I need anxiety pills. But my fear with anxiety pills is if it's going to make me fall asleep, that feeling of falling asleep is what freaks me out. So if I'm going to take anything, Benadryl or anything's going to knock me out strongly, I'm not going to sleep, because I'm going to fight it with everything I've got. So that's my fear with taking anxiety pills. But you know, I said, let's start with this therapy and see if this helps. It was actually really great, and it helped me to realize, like the person told me in my last video, that I've got some deep-seated stuff going on here. And yeah, since childhood, it made me realize I felt suffocated since I was a child, because my father was so strict that he never wanted me to go outside. When I became a pre-teenager, I had the body of a woman already, and I was only 11, and my friends would come knock on my door and say, you know, can Charlene come out and hang out with us? And it was just right outside on my steps, and my father wouldn't let me, and I would just go to the door just so I can smell the fresh air from outside, because I wanted to be out so bad. They would just sit on the step, which is, they didn't realize, but that was torture for me. They would sit on the steps, and I wanted to be out there, right there with them. They're just 5 feet away, and I wasn't allowed to be with them. And it just made me realize that from a child, I have been feeling this suffocation. And I mean, I never felt this anxiety but I've had stress all my life. And again, that's what the first cardiologist told me, that my high blood pressure is due to all of this stress. And it just finally caught up to me. So, you know, right now, because I still wanted to, you know, stay with my daughter, didn't want to be, you know, start making appointments. So I just gave myself this extra week. I made a lot of phone calls last week. I was trying to find out, you know, I tried calling her plastic surgeon, like, it's been over a month, has she been approved? You know, stuff like that. I called my plastic surgeon, and just like I feared, he made an excuse as to why he couldn't do the surgery. He said if I lose 50 pounds, then he could do it because of my BMI. I said, even if I lose 50 pounds, my BMI, I'm still considered morbidly obese. What difference does that make? I already told him I went into menopause. I can't lose weight. I gained weight like crazy. It's just not coming off. There's just no way that this can happen unless I just eat vegetables, because I can't exercise due to my arthritis. Like, that's some bullcrap. That's just an excuse. I think he just didn't want to look bad to the doctor who referred me to him, and made some stupid excuse that he knew was not going to happen. I said, right now, I'm being paid, all my med bills are 100% being paid for right now. Even if I was able to do this, it might take me a whole year, and then what? You know, I'm going to owe thousands and thousands of dollars for this, that, and the other thing. So I heard a weight loss surgery is $75,000. That's what I heard. One of the doctors had told me. So of course, you know, that's what they want. They said, well, go to a weight loss clinic. And I thought it was a place where they help you lose weight in many different ways. I called the weight loss clinic. First of all, I remember having a hard time getting through to them, but it's to do the weight loss surgery. And I'm not cutting into my organs. It is not going to happen. Very frustrated. You know, trying to eat less is obviously nothing's working. Like they told me in the hospital, you could try, and you're not gonna lose weight. This is why you're the perfect candidate for having this weight loss surgery. But you know, I was watching My 600-Pound Life, and this lady is almost 700 pounds. First of all, they told me I'm gonna become immobile in a very short time. This lady's almost 700 pounds, and she's not immobile. She's able to walk around her house. She doesn't go out. She's embarrassed. I don't know whether she would be. I don't think the car would be able to support her. So this woman at almost 700 pounds, eats a giant muffin, a giant cookie, oatmeal cream cookie, pure sugar. She's not really eating breakfast. She's just eating sugar. So I can see why she's almost 700 pounds. But I don't eat like that. 4 slices of bread a day, and not white bread either. It is oatmeal bread. 4 veggie patties a day, 4 slices of bread a day, and 2 yogurts a day. That comes with a little bit of granola. This one comes with a little bit of chocolate chips in it, but it's like not sweet to me. Like I've tried some of those fruit yogurts and they're too sweet. Like I can handle this. So the doctor said that's your fat for the day. And I've even haven't even been eating ramen that much anymore. I'm just really trying. See, right now my throat feels irritated and I don't even know why. I'm really out of breath today because I haven't slept. I look out I have to go outside and get some air. Now, no breeze now. It's just pure humidity. I look at my stairs and it looks to me like a horror movie where it seems to be going further and further away from you the closer you try to walk to it. That's how it looks to me. With my arthritis, it is so painful to get up those stairs. And that's one of the biggest things that would prevent me from even trying to just baby steps to try to get some sort of activity going. Just mostly just walking. I was just thinking maybe I could just walk around, not my complex, I would die, but maybe walk around my building. But every time I climb those stairs, it is, you know, it's just horrible. And I have all this weight of the belly, so imagine lifting your leg up, trying to pick that up, plus you have your arthritis. So very, very, very frustrated that why am I gaining this weight when I'm trying to eat vegetables? Veggie patties. I try to eat vegetables and it actually nauseates me because I just don't like how it tastes. And I would have to really prepare it well. And I'm sorry, I would have to salt it. And the nutritionist I had before was like, so salty, you know? I'm not supposed to have salt. So it's frustrating. And I thought, okay, now that I have my summer off, I can start preparing more healthier meals maybe. Maybe getting into making some vegetable dishes. No, because I'm not sleeping. And I am dying throughout the day. I'll sleep. It seems to be like I'll sleep for 3 nights and then I can't sleep for 2 nights, and then I'll sleep for 2 nights and I can't sleep for another 2 or 3 nights, and it's just torture. And I can't even breathe because I'm so exhausted. I can feel my anxieties going up, and I was looking up natural ways to treat it, and they said chamomile, and it works. It works. But I also, you know, finding other things like I can't have dairy because then I'm up all night in the bathroom. Also, I cannot. One of my friends was telling me, you know, follow a strict, you know, routine about going to bed at a certain time. If I fight sleep to watch, I say watch a movie. I was like yesterday, I was really, really tired, and my husband never stays up. and he really wanted to stay up to see this. And I thought, okay, this is going to be over in an hour, but no, it was 3 hours, and I fought sleep for those 3 hours when I went to bed because sleep takes you so quickly. I was kind of freaking out, and it wasn't just that, but I kept feeling like I'm not in the right position. If I sleep this way, I'm gonna face is gonna fall into the pillow and I'm gonna suffocate. And this is, you know, I can't have pillows too close to my face. I gotta put my head, try to mount the pillows up so that I could feel like I'm a little bit more elevated, and just on and on and on, you know. I'm not comfortable. My back is hurting me. My hips are hurting me. My ribs are hurting me. My liver has been hurting me. So I'm a little nervous. I stopped to discern of what is going on. Yeah. I'm learning different things, but this is ridiculous. This is not sane. This is irrational. And so I'm hoping that with more sessions with the therapist, that once we get this sleep study going, maybe if I get the oxygen, I'm learning that I can listen to certain types of very, very soft, soothing music, but none of that helped me yesterday. None of that helped me last night trying to sleep. I finally fell asleep at about 7:30 in the morning, and as a result of falling asleep 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, sometimes even 8, I'm not getting up till like 10, 11, 12, and that my day, my morning's gone, and I have, you know, there's things I could be doing. So I've even where I crochet at, that's where I usually, you know, where I found I sleep best, and I just have certain music, keep a night light on my phone, and now when I sit there, it makes me think it's time for bed, and I start to get anxious. So it mostly hits me at night, but it's like it's been hitting me all day today, probably because I didn't sleep well. So I'm just trying to drink the chamomile. It really, really, really helps a lot. But all that drinking makes me go to the bathroom. I was starting to do it at night. Now I have to just do it throughout the day now, anytime I feel anxious. So that's what's been going on with me. Just really, really frustrated with this, and just hoping that I can fix this soon, because if this isn't taken care of by the time it's time to go back to school, I don't know how I'm going to handle the driving. So anyway, I want to do this palette again next week because I want to use this from Milani. And I also want to try this again, but with real eyeshadow glue, glitter glue, but on the lips. I see it online and it's so stunning. So yeah, that's the other thing. I got a rose glitter that's rose toned, and I was gonna mix that with some gold glitter, and I was thinking of trying that. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm thinking about doing this again, but instead of putting this purple, just using this like last time, just with the transition color. I think that purple is a beautiful lid color. So yeah, so I will see you guys next week. I think next week I have appointments. I have my therapy, Stephanie's therapy, the other plastic surgeon appointment, and I have a list of doctors I need to call to make more appointments. So next week, I think I'll have either Monday or Friday free to do a video. Like even today, this is Monday, but I might wind up falling asleep during the day. Sometimes I wind up taking like a tiny little nap during the day. So I'm not even sure when this will be up. I know that I'm home the whole week. I finally started on the desk. I got a lot of work to do on the desk. I don't know, Friday I'm gonna take my car. They said the parts in now, so get that fixed. Thank God for the warranties. Okay, so thank you all. Love you all. Mwah.